Aloha y'all, welcome back to PetesTreasures. Let's go shopping. I'm gonna show you some things that I pick up to thrift for a profit and show you some eBay comps along the way, and I hope you enjoy. I filmed this video so long ago and it's been in my drafts, but I got these Villeroy and Bach napkin rings and they were only $2.49 because of the discount, and they already sold for $34, so that was worth picking up. I loved this treasure craft little divided dish, but it was $12.99 and I just couldn't justify that price, but love the colors. I love finding these giant microbes, little plushes. They have different bacteria and viruses and all kinds of stuff, but it turns out a kid scribbled on it with Sharpies, so I didn't get it. But go ahead and look at some of these other ones that I think are just so cute. Oh, and the one I was holding was mad cow disease because, yeah, it looked like a cow. I had to pick this up and I use it all the time. It was only 83 cents and it's one of those little strainers for tuna. Let me know if you've ever used those. Very handy. Here's another Villeroy and Bach item. It's kind of plain, but it's a gravy boat and the pattern is Arco Vice. I know Vice means white, but it was $4. I don't think I ended up getting it. Here are some sales on Terapeak though for similar items, but I couldn't find the one. This was a really pretty tray and it's from the brand Arita, and I picked it up because we sold some really high-end mug and saucer sets from that brand. But this is the pattern Country Garden, 25 bucks. I decided to pass. And here's the only thing on Terapeak I could find, but it was all the way from 2022 and not the same item, but same pattern. I have mugs that match this pattern and I just love it. It's so modern and artsy. It's from Kato Kogai, Japan, and the pattern I believe is Deco, but I got 3 of these for $2.49 each, and this one had a little tiny flaw on it on the corner there. But I've already sold all 3, $20, $18, and this one sold for $21 plus shipping. I loved the color of this plate, and it turns out it was Fiesta from the year 2000, and the color was retired. It's persimmon. But anyways, I got this dinner plate for $1.49 after my discount, and it sold really fast for $21 plus shipping. This is a Mikasa brand platter and I loved the design on it, so I flipped it over and it was from the Golden Era pattern, but for $8.99 before the discount I just didn't want it. I'm at Thrift Giant now and I found this set of 8 Pier 1 plates with the pattern called Red, I guess. But anyways, they had cute little snowflakes on them, and I'm so glad I picked them up because I sold a set of 6 for $75 plus shipping. As a music teacher, this Bombay Company bowl and plate set really spoke to me. I loved them, but I didn't have a need for them, and if I can recall, it didn't have a price, and so they couldn't sell it to me. You can see someone marked it off right there. Same for this. I really wanted these. It was 8 of them, and I've sold this pattern before. It's Galaxy by Sakura. And yeah, I was bummed that I couldn't get them. They're really strict about if things don't have a price, they can't sell it. But here are some solds from 2023, which is old by now, but this gives you an idea of what they go for. I just think they look really cool. And I love looking at the vintage beach towels. They just have like a look to them. And whenever I see them, I look up the tags. This one is J. Franco, 100% cotton. So you know it's vintage. But anyways, it has this cute little paint bucket. It's very colorful. It was only 95 cents. I definitely picked it up. Here are some other towels by that brand that can go for some good money. And like I said, this is from a year ago, but you can kind of see some of the patterns to look for. Oh my gosh, love the big comfy couch. I used to watch that as a kid. I knew what brand this would be right away. It is Laurel Birch. We've sold lots of trinkets and just random things from them, and this had a cute little dog tag, and it was only $2.99. I loved how it had these wooden beads, but We've sold some purses over the years, but it's not the thing that I gravitate towards unless it looks really different. But for this price, and the condition was pretty good, it sold for $30 plus shipping. So yeah, I love this item. I ended up getting this Vincent Floyd cookie jar because it was vintage and it was only $3.99. I thought it was one of the more rarer ones, but upon further research, it wasn't. However, I think I still need to list it. I can't remember, it's been so long, but it is very cute. This was so strange. It was like an unglazed Royal Copley planter, and I've seen ones like these, but the font looked different to me, so I think it's counterfeit, and I passed. And here is one of those notorious little play school toy boxes. It was only $4.99, but I passed because it didn't have the lid. But look what they're going for. And here are some other ones, like look at this cute strawberry. It went for $80, and this one is very classic. It went for $65. I like to look at the linens, especially if they look vintage, and thought this was cute. But this looked like Target to me, and sure enough, for $1.49, I got it because Wonder Shop is Target, and I just liked it, so I kept it. But here are some Star Glow little mid-century plates, specifically saucers. And I decided to get them because they were only 69 cents. And I believe I got 40% off that. So in the cart they went. And I especially picked up these two platters, not just one, but two, for $4.39 each. They sold fairly quickly too. This one went for $27 plus shipping. And this other one went for $22. This was pretty, and it turns out it was Vera Bradley, and I didn't know that they sold hard goods. I thought they just sold like quilted tote bags and purses, but it was $6.99, so I passed. Look at this hamburger platter. I loved it so much, but I don't think the brand sold very well. I don't know, I had never heard of the brand Becca, but for $8.99 I passed. But you know, if I had room, I would have kept it for myself. This was a cool mid-century design from Syracuse, but the price turned me off. Found a few avocado green Fire King mugs, but unfortunately mugs have been slow for us lately, so I passed, and we have like hundreds of them. But I've never heard of this brand, Brass Monkey, and I liked the look of it, so I believe I picked this up. I did pick up this Deneen pottery mug because we have done well with them in the past. This is for a school, and you know, we've done for restaurants and things like that. For only 83 cents, we just sold it for $15 plus shipping, which is a normal price we like to flip mugs for to make it worth it. I snagged this little girly for $1.49. Why? Because she's cute. Just $1.49. I just couldn't leave her behind. I loved this little cat ornament for 41 cents, and I decided to post it on a Facebook group called Weird and Wonderful Secondhand Finds. It's really popular. It has like 2 million followers, and it got over 1,000 likes. People just went crazy over it because of one little detail. I got this Majolica goose tureen for $8.99, and I hope to get at least $75 for it. We did pretty well with the rabbit one, so here's hoping. This was my favorite find of the day. It's a Keen's English Chop House match striker, and I've never found one of these before, so I had to look it up, even though I kind of had an idea. But in 2023, these are the solds, and I only paid $1.49 for it. Another thing I had never seen before right afterwards was this wooden stamp looking thing, and I kind of had an idea what it was for, but I used Google Lens. It was just $1.49, and it turns out it's a wallpaper or fabric stamp. I love finding out things I don't know about, and it happens almost every time I thrift. There are similar ones, or at least the same type of object, so I picked it up. These are Joseph Schmidt paper mache chocolate boxes. That was hard to say. And since they were so cheap, I decided to buy them both when I saw some solds up to $25 in Terapeak. still need to get these listed. This was one of my favorite dinosaurs growing up, and my husband Matthew played the saxophone, so I got this for him, and now it's in his office. But the brand is Onkyo, and it's vintage and part of a marching band dinosaur set. Aren't they cute? I wish I had all of them. I believe they were made in Japan, and they go for pretty good money if you have the whole set. I just had to point out that this helmet had cool stickers from Studio Ghibli, which I love. This was a neat Estee Lauder tote bag that I got for us because it doesn't really sell well, but we love the artwork, and at $149 you can't really beat their prices here, which is why it's my favorite Dallas thrift store. Check out our other videos from this store. There's plenty. This item stood out to me as really vintage, so I used Google Lens, and from what I could tell, the brand is Princess Algonquin. It's like a mid-century hatbox style sewing tote, and here are some solds of sewing baskets from that brand on eBay. I passed though, but it's good to know more information about this. I think if I still had an antique booth, I probably would have picked it up. I've gotten many toys from this area before. This cute mouse had a little rubber head, and I had never heard of this brand, Maya and Alvin, but it was only 41 cents, and you know, that's so cheap, and I tend to do well with baby loveys or plush. Also, this fox was $3, and I loved the little carrots on the tag. The brand is Bunnies on the Bay, and I picked it up because of these solds. And it ended up selling pretty quickly for $22 plus shipping. Not bad. I used to pick up these Canes dogs, but I'm more picky with them now, but they're still cute, and sometimes I get them for my brother. This girl was $1.49, and I used Google Lens to find out she's from Anthropologie. And we tend to pick up Anthropologie things, they can sell well pretty good. And since she looked pretty different and well made, I took a chance on her for that price. I'm a sucker for frogs, and this guy looked very vintage. He's from 1988 and from Ronnie Toy Inc. I only found this one listing and decided to pass, but I just love old plush. If you've seen our other thrift hauls, we usually pick up lots of Jellycat plush, and I did pick up the bunny and the unicorn. I know a few people that do well with vintage chocolate boxes and tins, but I usually don't see them at thrift stores, more so antique malls. But I looked this one up and passed on it, but I do love how well made these things are though. Here's some more solds from the same brand, Art Style. They're kind of all over the place, but I do appreciate them. I love tins of all kinds, especially advertising or food related. I know marble fruit can sometimes sell well, and this onyx apple was so pretty, but at $5.99 I passed. By the way, this clip was from Thrift Giant. I don't know how that got there, but here's some solds of some other various fruits. So they do okay. I was excited to find these cool bookends and then tiki right here, but I knew almost right away that they wouldn't be worth anything. These are just cheapos, but you know, if you have a starter tiki bar or need some for guests, that would have been a good price. Speaking of tiki, I did get this Tiki Road Trip book, especially because it had Shag's art on the front. It's something I wanted for my collection anyways, don't you like when that happens? And here I am checking for signatures, and it looks like a pretty cool book. And look how cute this crochet kit was. One day I want to make stuff like this, but since I don't know how to make stuff like this, I didn't get it. Oh my gosh, adorable. This was a cute little bag. I was thinking of getting this flamingo because, I don't know, it was just so cool, and it's also the brand Bunnies on the Ranch, but looking at solds, it just didn't seem worth it. Look at its little legs. They're like little pieces of fabric. But there were no solds, just 3 or 4 listings. And I'll leave you with this awesome Cookie Monster shirt. I hope you enjoyed browsing my favorite thrift stores with me, and this particular video was filmed quite a while ago. I'm now caught up on all of my drafts, so from here on out, I hope to take you on fresh new adventures, both thrifting and out and about at fun places. Keep digging for treasure, because you won't find it if you don't look. Bye, everybody.